Here's a thought. HYBE never wanted to outdo SM, YG, or JYP in the Korean domestic market. They left that playing field behind a long time ago. Competing to be number one in Korea was never the point. From early on, HYBE made it clear they were aiming at the global stage. When they attempted to acquire a controlling stake in SM, they even spelled it out in a statement directed to SM employees. HYBE's focus was on building a global business. The signs were obvious. Bang Shi-yuk stepped down as CEO of HYBE Korea and essentially relocated to the United States. It's just that many are still missing the point. This video unpacks how they are doing it, why it's working, and why the real rivals aren't the Korean Big Three, but the US Big Three: Universal, Columbia, and Sony. Korea and Asia as a training ground. What HYBE has built is a kind of cadence for their artists. In the first 12 to 24 months after debut, they send their groups to as many stages as possible: fan meets, university festivals, weekly music shows, end of the year award shows. That early grind isn't just about promotion, it forces the artists to find their footing, develop stage identity, and get comfortable performing in front of all kinds of crowds. Because performing isn't only about singing or dancing, it's about commanding a room, that intangible magnetism that can't be taught in a practice room. At the same time, those artists experience the full spectrum of audience reaction, from constructive criticism to toxic hate trains. Learning how to filter feedback, respond to what's valid, and ignore the rest is part of the training. It's a baptism of fire, as close as you can get to busking on the street for pennies just to build experience. When the group is ripe enough, that's when they start expanding to the US market. That's what they're doing with Le Seraphim, and it's proving to be effective. It is entirely possible that as HYBE gains experience in this strategy and they learn things, the rollout to the US market will most likely happen earlier. Let's see if they're going to do that with Cordis. And this is probably the most important thing: solving the biggest problem Western labels face. On paper, the US music industry looks like they're growing, but adjust for inflation and it's actually shrinking. And the core problem? Labels haven't figured out how to properly monetize artists. For decades, the formula has been the same: record an album, promote it, then tour. Toss in an endorsement if they're lucky, maybe a sync deal on a movie soundtrack. That business model worked in the Beatles era, maybe even during the Michael Jackson era. But it hasn't kept up with how consumers and technology have evolved. To compensate, labels push restrictive 360 deals that give them a cut of everything: merchandise, endorsements, concerts, but they don't know how to maximize those revenue streams. And so the result: labels hoard income while artists get crumbs. HYBE, fueled by BTS's success, cracked the code. Their solution was to create IP that starts with the artists but eventually transcends them. From clothing brands to character franchises to literature and webtoons, HYBE has mastered how to seed artist driven brands and then carefully detach them so they can stand alone. BT21 is the perfect case study. BTS members themselves designed the characters, gave them backstories, and filmed the whole process so the audience knows that it's really coming from BTS. At first, BTS was the face of the brand, sort of holding the hand of the characters as they unravel the narrative. And then, slowly, BTS steps back. Fans, however, stuck with the characters because of the narrative, not just because of BTS. Years later, Line continues to roll out new BT21 products that sell without needing BTS to promote them. The most beautiful moment in life, or Wayang Yonhwa universe, grew into books, manhwa, TV shows, and games. Tiny Tan, Another BTS driven IP now licenses out partnerships like its ongoing deal with McDonald's. BTS and Hive continue to profit even without BTS's direct participation. Other artists have dabbled in IP creation, but BTS and Hybe were the first to scale it wide enough to unlock entire new industries. Cutting out the middleman. In the US, radio, TV, and traditional media have always held enormous sway over an artist's success. Korea was the same for a long time. But middlemen like those come with strings. Step on the wrong toes, and your promotions could vanish overnight. High broke that cycle by going directly to fans. First, they used third party platforms like VLive and Twitter. Then they built their own, Weavers. And with Weavers, Hybe owns the bridge between the artist and the consumers. They don't need TV networks, radio, or even press to mediate. This shift not only saved massive marketing budgets, but also freed resources to reimagine the concert and fan experience itself. It allowed Hybe to actually develop and reinvent to improve the concert experience and music experience of the end consumers. They are who matters anyway. Instead of courting radio executives, TV executives, or even brands, they concentrated on developing an environment that will allow the fans to experience the artist and the music the best way possible. Reinventing the concert experience. BTS turned concerts into more than shows. They became global cultural broadcasts. They normalized live streamed pay per view concerts like Bang Bang Con and Map of the Soul 1. They turned cinema into a new distribution channel. With yet to come in cinemas topping global box offices, and now Hybe is investing in AR and VR concert experiences through Hybe IM. But beyond revenue, it's actually really about the experience. BTS concerts often come with full fledged festivals, pop up stores, exhibits, night markets, gaming events. Jin's last tour even featured fan festivals leading into the concert itself. Hybe is redefining what it means to attend the show. They don't just want you to listen to the singers sing their songs and watch them perform their routines. They are allowing the fans to build communities, experience music video sets, touch and feel important props, and even wardrobes. In the end, fans aren't just going there because they want to listen to the music. They actually go there to experience the artist's entire artistry. Buying businesses, striking partnerships. Western labels like Sony and Universal offer distribution muscle and industry networks, but they also come with limitations. Just ask Halsey, who admitted in Zane Lowe's show that her label wouldn't let her release another album because her last one didn't meet expectations. Hybe avoided the trap. They take only what they need, distribution and networks, and keep artist management, IP, concerts, and branding in house. And when outside expertise is useful, they buy it. Acquiring Ithaca gave them instant access to Scooter Braun's management ecosystem and established artists. They also enjoyed his existing network. Buying Quality Control in Atlanta plugged them directly into US hip hop, a genre that prints steady cash flow. With that foundation, Hybe could afford to experiment. Their Geffen partnership for Cat's Eye and Jungkook's English album rollout are test cases for whether the BTS business model can be transplanted into Western markets. Along the way, Hybe keeps expanding its network, inching closer to being a true global powerhouse. Data as their backbone. Hybe isn't just an entertainment company, it's actually a data company. Weverse is actually a CRM platform or customer relationship management platform, but disguised as a community. They know who's buying, who's streaming, who's traveling for concerts. They know who's spending the most time watching the live stream of their artists, what kind of items people are actually looking at, who's talking with who are willing to spend more, where are they? They define rollouts based on customer behavior. And they don't need Spotify or Billboard to measure impact because they already have real time insights from tens of millions of fans. That data is what gives Hybe unmatched leverage in global negotiations. While Western labels are still clinging to outdated market research, Hybe has their own, a direct link to every fan that's willing to connect and spend for their artists. The Hybe ethos. Art and business aren't enemies. If you're going to take away one thing with this video, make it this. Hive solved the industry's biggest riddle: how to generate steady income without suffocating artistry. They did it by feeding both sides of the equation. Number one, they keep fans satisfied. Artists go live, film variety shows, post on social media, and show their human side. Fans feel seen, and from there, loyalty grows. Second, artists are free to experiment. BTS had space to explore everything from Spring Day to Butter to solo albums. With a loyal fan base already locked in, Hybe can afford to give artists creative freedom. Bang Shi-yuk put it simply: music is the engine, business is the fuel. Western labels often get this backwards. The Amazon of music. Zoom out, and Hybe isn't just a record label. They're actually building a music tech conglomerate. They have different labels: Big Hit, Pledis, QC. They have the technology: Weavers, AI Voice. They have merchandising: Hybe Merch, Hybe IPX. They have gaming: Netmarble partnership for story driven games. And then they have film and TV: Hybe 360, Webtoons, K drama tied to BTS's universe. This ecosystem strategy is what makes Hybe unstoppable. They're not just chasing the music business, they're building an entire new business around music. A lot of fans, haters, Korean media, they're going to continue framing Hybe as this company that wants to take over K-pop, but I think that's a very small-minded thinking. Hybe has left the local market a long time ago. Their rivals aren't YG, SMJ, YP. It's actually Universal, Sony, Warner, and beyond. They their sight is set on the global market, not on the domestic market. And they're playing a different game. It's a different league. And more importantly, they actually are winning. They are bringing in a new way of thinking, new way of making money, which the industry really needs because the business model has not evolved for such a long time. It hasn't evolved with the times. And it's causing stress on both ends: the company, the labels, and the artists as well. With the endless IP model, it's going to give the artists, the company, new ways to make money. And that will also give the artists a new way to make money and still allow them to continue doing the music that they want to do instead of forcing them into a box. Um, if there's anything that could work against them, against Hybe, it would be culture. A huge part of the success of the business model of Hive is really hinged on the culture of Asia. We are by nature a communal society. We think about other people more. We think of ourselves as a part of a bigger community. But in the US, it's, or in Europe in general, it's more individualistic. And so many artists don't like doing more than what they're supposed to do. And in the business model of Hybe, the endless IP and stuff, it's actually the foundation of that is really building relationship. And for you to be able to build relationship, you do need to communicate more and do more than just sing and write songs and perform. And that's, I think that's where the bottleneck is going to be. Let's see how they're going to, or maybe the new market is actually evolving as well, because we do need to remember that this generation, the younger Gen Z and the Gen Alpha, this is the generation that's growing up in social media, and so everything is accessible to them. The celebrities that they know, aka the influencers, these are personalities that are reaching out beyond their celebrity. So let's see, maybe the market is changing. Eventually, they are going to be the primary consumers, and maybe they will be more willing to actually reach out. Who knows, right? But yes, I think it's very interesting. If they master this, they will be able to do what BTS is doing. Essentially, they are able to make the kind of music that they want and still have that peace of mind that they still will be able to earn money because of the loyalty that they have built with their fans, the relationship that they have built with their fans. And of course that loyalty will not be developed if they're just forcing themselves to do it. They're doing it because it's actually something that they want to do. Okay. I hope that was helpful. I hope that I gave you some stuff to think about. If you have any inputs, leave them in the comment section below. I would love to have a great conversation. And please consider donating to the channel. You should be seeing the QR code on your screen right now. We are expanding the channel. We soft launched the magazine. So any comments, any input, suggestions will be appreciated. Hopefully by next month, we will be able to do a hard launch, an actual informal launch. Also, we will be expanding the things that we're doing. We actually want to do documentaries, do more interviews and stuff like that. Also, please follow me in XIG, but more importantly on Patreon. That's where the community is. If you want people, like-minded people, people to converse with, not just about BTS, but other stuff, music, movies, TV shows, that's the place for you to go. And we do have a free tier just in case you want to try things out. Also, I opened my YouTube membership. I do an online a live stream exclusive to members once a week. So please consider supporting me there. That's it. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification button. But more importantly, please share the video. That's really what's helping my channel. And if you do that, it's going to recommend the algorithm will recommend this more. Thank you so much. Till next time.